Hey, what's up, guys? So it's me. It's Friday, um, and I want to tell you guys a story. Tell you a story. So when I was a kid, when I was a kid, I had to be about 8, 9, somewhere around there. Um, my father was a part of a motorcycle club, the Chosen Few, Slick Man, and so we spent a good deal of time at the clubhouse. All these bikers, and it's mostly black guys, and they got motorcycles, and they got the leathers, and they're drinking and laughing, and even arguing and fighting, all that, right? So for a kid, it was cool, right? We love to go. I love to go to the clubhouse. So anyway, get to the story. One of the brothers, who are all my uncles, they were all my uncles. That's why I don't know who the hell I'm related to, but had this bag, this pouch that looked like a pack of Big League gum. And if you don't know what Big League gum is, it was this big pouch of gum, and it was like stringy gum. And if you ever played sports at that time back in the '80s, you would be like gum. So anyway, I said I saw it, and to let a little history on me, if you were eating something around me, I wanted some. I always asked. I was always asking for whatever you had. Can I have some? Can I have some? Can I have some? Right? Always. So anyway, I'm like, can I have some? And the guy who I don't remember who it was says, you don't want none of this. I said, yeah, I do. He said, no, you don't. You don't want none of this. Uh huh. You don't even know what it is. Yeah, I do. I've had it before. Thinking it was Big League gum. So my father's sitting on the end of the table. We're all out in the courtyard. And there's about 10 guys around the table. It's all noisy. And he yells, Slick! I said, what? He yells, Little Slick wants, and he's calling my dad Slick Man. So, Little Slick wants some of this. And my dad says, he does? I told him he didn't want none. But he said he know what it is. But I can't give him none unless you want. And he said, give it to him. So he says, all right, man. So he says, get you some. Now, me being the greedy kid I am, I'm like, ooh, I get all this gum. So I take a handful. And he says, all right. So I grab it. He says, put it in your mouth right here. He says, don't put it in your mouth and chew. He says, put it in your mouth. And as soon as I put it in my mouth, I do this. He says, don't you dare. But he says, now, don't chew. And I'm like, what the hell am I just putting in my mouth? My mouth is on fire now. And I mean, my cheek is like out here. Looks like I got a swollen jaw. I mean, how big? Because I took so much. He says, after a while, you're going to have to spit. What I had in my mouth, for some of y'all who already know, is I had dip. He was chewing dip. Chewing tobacco. Right? And I had this thing in my mouth. Now, I'm a kid. I've never done this before. And so my mouth is watering. And I'm like, he's like, and after about a minute, he says, you got to spit? And he goes, all right, go to the trash can and spit, but don't you spit it out. Right? I have no idea how to do that, right? So it's just really disgusting. Anyway, I have to keep this in my mouth for me, it had to seem like 10, 15 minutes, but it's probably like, like a minute, 2 minutes, maybe max. And everybody around the table was quiet when I took it. And me being greedy, I took it. I took as much as I could. Everybody around the table was quiet. And I'm sitting here and now my stomach still turns right now talking about this story. So to show you how badly this was for me. And so I'm like, oh my God. So anyway, they're just quiet. I mean, you got a out patio area full of bikers who are now watching this kid learn a lesson about tobacco. But that's a bigger lesson for me. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. Wow. So let's just spit it out. Go spit it out. And it gives me $20 to go buy soda and just play video games. But he's like, you never want any of that anymore? Mm-hmm. And I ran back in the thing. But I thought about that today. I mean, first of all, I've never done tobacco. I did smoke cigarettes for like a minute, switches for a minute, but I don't smoke. And I don't do any of that because that was a deterrent for me, for the most part. But it made me think about something, and it made me think about today's message for today. Many of us ask for stuff that we're not ready for. That we're not ready to put the work in to do to get. We just want the results, because we see something we think we understand, but where we go in life requires work. It requires us understanding what we're doing and what we're putting in and what we're getting out of it. I sat and took that dip thinking it was big league gum, and then when I got a chance, I took every bit I could. Not what I needed. I took as much as I could. I wanted to consume as much as I could because I got this opportunity, instead of being modest and humble and realizing that, you know what, I'm getting given this gift. Somebody's showing me a way. Right now, again, this was a negative lesson, but it applies across the board. We're not always ready for the things we ask for. We think we are, and we don't always pay attention to what we're looking at. So today I'm asking a question. I'm going to ask you this, so for you to ponder. Are you really ready to take on the responsibility of the thing you're chasing? If it happened today for you, could you sustain it? Could you keep it? Or would you try to spit out that dip right away as soon as it came? Because fame is hard. Success is hard. See, getting it is not hard. So getting that dip in my mouth wasn't hard. Keeping it in my mouth was hard. That's why they have things called one-hit wonders. They make it, but they can't sustain it. Right? You get lightning in a bottle. There's a difference between reaching it once and sustaining it. That's my message today. That's what I was thinking about. And I love sometimes when the memories come back and they remind you. And my stomach is still turning right now because, God, that was disgusting. Anyway, this is Sean. Have a great Friday, and just something to ponder. Peace. Oh yeah, check me out at seans-thoughts.com. Live every tiny moment exceptionally, y'all. Peace.